Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to very interesting talk we have lined up today as part of the connection series from Flame University. As all of you know, and some of you who would not know, that Flame University is pioneer in liberal education in this country. We started the very exciting journey in 2007, and it's been 13 years since we've been running amazing undergraduate and postgraduate program. And today I'm your host and your host, and my name is Dwarika. I'm the dean at Flame University, but more than that, I am poet at heart. And this is a common joke amongst my colleagues and friends that the dean pays for the poet here. And with me are two amazingly bright young creatives from the world of advertising. And let me confess that many years ago, when I was 20, I wanted to get into advertising and wanted to do copywriting. Did a little bit of that in this small town I lived called Udaipur, but then I moved into the world of academia and marketing. And I always have envied the bright young guys who are there in the world of creativity and advertising. So let me introduce the co-panelists for this particular interesting, exciting talk. We have with us Mr. Rahul Bhojraj. He is the creative director of Wunderman Thompson, erstwhile JWT, and who is the from the art side, visual side. And we have Mr. Samit Ali Soni. He's the creative director for Wunderman Thompson, JWT. So they are the Jay and Viru, ya fir Ram and Lakshman of that particular thing. They've been in this field for almost 15 years. They started their journey with Ogilvy and Mather and moved across agencies. And now with JWT or Wunderman Thompson, they've been an inseparable creative duo who's been doing some amazing, crazy work. So over to you, Samit and Rahul, to take us through your own journey. And just to little bit before we say this, Samit I've known when he was hardly in college. So I known Samit's parents. They were some amazing, they are amazing professionals, an amazing human being. And I've tracked his journey personally, and along with, because Rahul and Samit work closely, I've tracked their journey in last 15 years, and I'm so proud and so happy and excited that they are here with me today to talk about their journey, and we will do our own exciting talk here. It will not be a very regular, webinar kind of a thing. We'll put up a boring PowerPoint. No guys, no gyan. We will do some very exciting talk. And over to Rahul and Samit for your introductions from your own way, and then we'll move forward. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Vai sir, for such a lovely introduction. And I think we feel like this right now, like two batsmen walking in to bat, just like we do feel when when every brief comes in. So we do all our rituals, we do the fist punch, and we walk around. I think right now the pressure is tremendous because of the sheer audience. And wonderful opportunity. We just hope that it's going to be fun, and we are able to maybe motivate or pass on some information from our experience to you guys. Sam, do you want to add something?
Yeah, thank you so much, firstly, for the opportunity to come and talk. Like Rahul said, we are very nervous. We played on Indian pitches, but this is like batting in Australia. I don't know where the ball is going to come. So yes, we are very nervous, and I hope we can make this fun and exciting, and we can learn as well. So let's begin.
Yeah. So, Gauri sir,
sure.
Through the brand building process in the larger domain.
Yeah, so I thought that I'll start, because the whole talk is not just the brand building, and it's actually a lot more linked with creativity, and as part of the creativity about poetry as well. So I'll start this session about the larger concept of marketing, advertising, and within that brand building by taking a very unconventional route towards it by quoting a couple of couplets from one of my most favorite modern day poets, my close friend and my older brother. His name is Mr. Pratap Somvanshi. He has written a beautiful, beautiful poetry book called Itwar Chota Pad Gaya. And I'm going to start this with couple of his lines and take it up, how poets and people who are creative are thinking and creating a narrative, which is so beautiful and creating an imagery around us. So Pratap Bhai say very beautifully, it's like a reflection on us. It's like layak, kuch nalayak bacche hote hain. Layak, I think मेरे पेरेंट्स भी ये बोलते थे, हमारे भी ये बोलते हैं समीत, right, Rahul? My father is always like तू नालायक है. He's like लायक कुछ नालायक बच्चे होते हैं, शेर कहाँ सारे अच्छे होते हैं. So it's like as a poet is saying कि यार मतलब सारे मेरे शेर तो अच्छे हैं, but not necessarily everything is all good. Right. And so beautifully he has written is that बच्चों की खुशियां ढेरों सुख देती है, बच्चों की खुशियां ढेरों सुख देती है, हाथ में उम्मीदों के लच्छे होते हैं. So I think advertising and a lot of the work we do is all about creating that ummeed. And the last point is that हम ही उल्टा सीधा सोचा करते हैं, रिश्ते थोड़े पक्के कच्चे होते हैं, लायक कुछ नालायक बच्चे होते हैं, शेर कहाँ सारे ही अच्छे होते हैं. So I think this is the book by Pratap Somvanshi Saab, and I've always been inspired by the work, very simple words and simple thought processes. And I think somewhere if you try and understand the domain of marketing, which is all about creating value for the consumers, and then how do you create this particular value in terms of your value proposition, how do you then try and segment the markets, how do you create a unique positioning in people's head even before the product or service is not there. You need to create something very interesting in people's mind to think about you, and then deliver this particular value. And as part of the delivery, one of the critical components is all about communicating this particular value. And if all of us go back to the lives we live from the morning we wake up to the time we sleep, we are surrounded by amazing sets of products and services which somebody would have created for you and brought into your doorsteps. Even now, lockdown or no lockdown, I guess, brands are very, very critical part of our lives. The way we have grown up with them, the way they have become part of our daily journey. And then we also need to start looking at our relationship with them. Is it an enduring relationship over a period of time, or is it a relationship sometimes we get a breakup in that particular relationship? We move and switch brands. Is it about maintaining our loyalty towards them? So how does it work? So the whole concept today, ladies and gentlemen, Rahul, me and Sumit would be talking about the journey of creating brand communications. So the product and services are created by the company, the organization, but we at the creative field, how do we think about it? How do we bring that particular perspective? And how does good creative process? How does language play a part? For me, I'm a poet. How does poetry play a part in it? For me, since the time it was a radio advertising, we didn't have any visuals then. I'm talking about the 70s. The TV in our home was not there. All we could listen to lovely music and lovely poetry, which was then called jingles. And for me, they're all creative expressions, right? So right from the washing powder Nirma, this jingle, which has outlived like everybody else, they've been there for last 40 years, and to the beautiful music of Liril, for example, or the original song of Live Boy. I still remember, Tandurusti ki raksha karta hai Live Boy. Live Boy hai jahan, tandurusti hai wahan. I think if you really see this whole, this is a beautiful, and then I think in my time, we are I think some of you as well, in the 90s, all of us fell in love with of course with that girl, as well as with that beautiful craft created by the Ogilvy team by that time, ki kuch khas hai zindagi mein. Yeah. If you just even remember till today, you will remember it just brings out a smile in your heart, and then it's all beauty of that particular sets of beautiful small little poetry which is there. So I personally feel that creative process brings out a lot of meaning in the brand communication. And so what we would do now is that I will pose certain questions to you about your journey to begin with. So we'll start with your journey in advertising, the kind of work you did, uh, uh, what were the challenges in that particular work. So it also gives a very good, interesting insight about the world of advertising to a lot of my audience who are younger students and want to come to this particular world. A lot of senior people who are part of this audience might not would have known how an ad is created. Of course, they would have loved it or hated a particular ad, but they don't know how does this come into being. So probably let's hear it from the horse's mouth from the guys who've been creating this. And you've been part of some of the best advertising agencies and brand communication agencies in the world. And so let me just flip this back to you guys. So we're doing this back and forth. So ball तुम्हारे को पाले में डाल रहा हूँ वापस से, टप्पा खा के तुम्हारे पास आ जाएगी. And you tell me how exactly it was for you, how exactly you've been working in this, your initial journey, the initial brand you've worked with, and then let's take it from there, right? Okay, Rahul, Sumi, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So just to set a context, I think it is a creative conversation, and we wanted to keep it as creative and fun as possible. So we just gave it an overarching theme of cricket, which is, I think, the most passionate sport in India right now. And just so that people could we could sprinkle it with more anecdotes of this. For us, cricket is life and philosophy. So उस lens से हम बात करेंगे कहीं ना कहीं. Maybe first question that we would want to just answer is, and that has kept coming a lot of times to us, that how brand communication plays an important part in brand building and overall development of a brand. So, I mean, I think in my personal opinion, I think it's the most important thing, because communication is something that otherwise it's just a brand will just pass like a ship in the dark. It gives, the communication lends itself a personality, gives the tone and manner to the whole brand. And most importantly, it's the storytelling. Otherwise, without that, it's all vanilla, it's all plain. So when we are in advertising, I think one thing is very important, that whether we are account management or creative, I think something that really compelled us to be in advertising was the storytelling part of it. Whether it is the Jalebi Boy or whether it is Mile Sur Mera Tumhara, there was story, there was a narrative, and we bought into the narrative than the product. Because product can fail, I think narratives live for longer time. And that is, I think, the most important part. And suddenly the challenge of telling a story in 30 seconds, at least back in the day when we started, it was a big challenge. Now you have to say in 10 seconds.
Even five, you've done that in 5 and 6.
Yeah, but just to encapsulate my thought in a nutshell, I think it's more like this ball of Shane Warne.
The ball of the century.
And so I think brand is Shane Warne, and what the ball that he's balled is the kind of communication we need to do. Basically, you need to do communication that is talked about. This is epic. This is going to be there forever. You can keep doing the regular stuff, but I think the joy of doing something like this will live with you forever as an advertiser, and also sometimes as an audience. When you see that, it sometimes few ads just give me goosebumps because it transports me to that particular narrative, which I can totally relate to. Well, there are a lot of spectrum, and the beauty of that is that it's a rainbow. मतलब कुछ भी हो सकता है. Humor to fear. I don't personally like fear, but
also brand building, like Rahul was saying, the different emotions that come in. See, brand building is like setting up a huge target, like a scoreboard, and when you're doing that, every little communication that you put in, helps you achieve that target or that goal. So everything you do contributes to that score. The same voice, the same tone and manner, everything has to be used that builds the brand world. Right. So-called brand world, like the emotion that he's talking about, whether it's fear, whether it's, that is also a key aspect to build a brand.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
that is the utmost important part. Communication, and also there are two verticals: branding, very design oriented thing, and communication is something that जो पाल पोस के बड़ा करता है brand basically. So that is what you have interpreted till now.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. But brands require nurturing. Brands require long-term vision. Brand does not. This was the chat we were having that in some cases you and I have felt in the modern day, wherein the promoters are or the youngsters who are getting $1 million valuations are not very keen to develop this brand for a longer period of time. Maybe we are so old school thought. We'll say brand is for the keeps and brand would like to therefore for ages, and we've seen brands for 200 years, 300 years, still surviving and still being relevant in people's lives versus some of these organizations or products will just come in and go. So I think that is also very critical, that how you nurture a brand and create and carefully cultivate a loyal set of audiences and the customers, which eventually become customers for you and bring value back to you. So one of the important aspects of advertising, which differentiates itself from poetry, for example, is that poetry, you're not supposed to monetize it. You're bringing it, you're writing it because of the fact that you have certain thoughts and ideas. But in advertising, it's very focused part of it. You're trying to connect with your audience, but at the same time, somewhere either it's a long-term brand building in your head, or probably also telling people to act in a particular way and then become customers. So the action eventually is intended about, because it is not communication for the communication's sake. Communication is with a very dedicated aim, whatever that aim is, whatever that objective is of that communication campaign. It could be share of voice, it could be mind share, it could be anything.
Absolutely, it's commercial art. Like there's art, and then you monetize, that's commercial art. So yeah, we have to all, like, sometimes we fall in love with the art and we don't want to let ideas go, but then we realize, okay, it's commercial art, you have to kill your best ideas if it's not meeting the purpose, or if it's not meeting the brief. Like it might be a good piece of poetry or a good headline or something you shot, but then if it's not adding to the brand, then it's no point.
And like you were saying, sir, especially touching on the topic of startups, I think the intent matters, because if the intent of a communicator is to give you the best and to build a long-term thing, which is the right thing, I think that has to align. If that doesn't align, I think most of the time what happens is we keep on juggling with a lot of people, and that is where the whole thing goes derailed, because there's no consistency. How do you just say one? You might change the people working with you, but you need to build a brand in one particular thing. I think Flipkart is one example of the modern company which has still kept it intact.
And consistent over a period of time. They've built on it. One campaign, it's like they've done the same thing with Vodafone has done with Zuzu. So there was a kind of a consistency which was keep going and bringing new narratives, but the overall concept remained the same in their case. So let's talk about your lives in advertising, guys. How did it all start? Why did it all start?
So before that, we would just want to play one case study, sir, which is we were talking about startups. So
Please go ahead.
And also, before we play the case study, there's one little cliche we try to break. So we had always studied that positioning is about the brand lying in your people's minds. That whole perpetual napping. So we thought, why should it lie in the mind? Why can't the brand lie in someone's heart? Which was what our approach was. So we thought, let's make a shift from lying in the mind to lying to the heart. And we spoke to urban migrants in this who had various issues in getting a house. So we addressed their hearts, which is so to say.
So probably before we showcase, Rahul and Samit, for example, you could tell, because we have a very mixed audience here. So probably it would be very interesting, to try and tell them that what is the structure of an agency. Just 30 seconds on that, because I think a lot of insights which you work on do come from the client's brief, but also comes a lot more from your account planning department, where the insights get generated through the call and other research before you actually even start working on creative ideas. So I think that would be very helpful for others.
Sure. So basically, the clients generally have the marketing companies, they have like a marketing objective. It might be to achieve sales. It might be to beat a competition brand, and so on and so forth. So they have something called a marketing brief or a marketing challenge, which is told to the agency, like, hey, we want so many people to register with Nestaway. Nestaway is a new service that provides home to urban migrants. Instead of going to sites like Common Floor or Makaan.com, people can come here because the houses are tailor-made to their needs, and we need to communicate that. So that is the client's brief. That is passed to the agency. Now the agency takes the client's brief and makes it a communication brief. So that's where the shift happens, where the planning department in the agency and the client servicing department in the agency, and then there's the creative department. There are three, and of course there's finance, but they're not involved in communication.
Right.
So what happens is the client servicing department represents the client in the agency.
Right.
The client's perspective in the agency. Client servicing is a central point through which every information exchange between the agency and client goes through the servicing person or account management person.
Right.
Planning is the consumer perspective in the agency. They, like, just how the servicing represents the client, the planning represents the consumer in the agency by the book.
Got it. Yeah.
And what happens is, so the marketing brief comes to us. Hey, we have to ask people to log on to Nestaway to buy homes. So now how do we make it a communication brief? So the planner then does research, goes, talks to people, asks, tumhe kya problem hai? Why aren't you getting a home? And then urban migrants gave problems. Someone said, I'm a bachelor, I didn't get a house. They said, homes only for married people. Somebody said, I'm a North Indian, they didn't get me a home. And these problems happen to people.
Right.
Someone said, I'm from Northeast, I didn't get a house because of that, and so on and so forth. So we figure out, okay, there is a sort of discrimination.
Yeah.
And that is the playing field. That is where we have to communicate if we want people, the brand to resonate, people's stuff. And hence we came up a campaign called Homes That Don't Discriminate, and then we targeted the forms of discrimination that happen against young urban migrants. People like, people who just early jobbers who just got their first job, they're not married, roommates mein reh rahe hain, ek saath reh rahe.
I know you're reminding me of my life 25 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like a hustle, it's like a hustle, really. It's living becomes a hustle. So we thought, okay, let's the Nestaway had homes that addressed everything. Like, for example, pets. A lot of houses don't allow.
Yeah.
So we have issues with that. That communication brief becomes the marketing, the communication that becomes the ad.
Yeah.
So Rahul, you can play that.
Yeah. So I think we'll play the case study. I think that's super awesomely self-explanatory.
Not allowed!
Bachelor, get out!
मेरे घर में कुत्ता not allowed!
So you think this is funny? Think again. Presenting Nestaway, a real estate crusader fighting against discrimination. Homes that don't discriminate. Using the insight that people lie to landlords to find a house, Nestaway launched a series of films centered around quick fix products that help you find a home.
पेश है सच्चा पनीर स्प्रे। अब चाहे बनाओ मछली, मांस या अंडा, नहीं पड़ेगा ओनर का डंडा। पेश है नो बार्किंग माउथ प्लग विद ब्लूटूथ स्पीकर्स। अब बार्किंग बड़े क्राइंग एट योर कन्वीनियंस।
आपका बच्चा बिल्कुल आप पे गया है।
Presenting the InstaBed kit made from 100% wife material. अब दोस्त को बना बीवी और मिल के देखो टीवी. Presenting the Sanskari Nari kit from type to stereotype. अब बन जाओ संस्कारी.
देखो कितनी प्यारी.
People were told to buy now or log on to Nestaway. While the products were fake, the issues tackled by Nestaway were real. Put our money where our mouth is and made collectibles of these products and shared it with influencers. Sold it on Amazon and Flipkart. It sold out in under 16 hours. hours. It kicked up a storm in media. We had over 85 million impressions on social media, over 2.8 million views on the videos, and the social conversations kept going. Our social media engagement growing 29 times since the start of the campaign, and it reached over 16 million people. So when looking for a home, look for homes that don't discriminate.
Yeah, so this was one of the case studies that the work that you guys did from JWT Bangalore.
Right.
And this picked up a goal at Goa Fest, an integrated community.
Goa Fest.
Right.
The new
And
client,
also
new
people logged on to
Yeah. So what was the customer reaction to this? That how many new, what was the measurement done in this case?
I think the
in
acquisition
terms
was-
of numbers, I'm not aware of what matrices they use. Rahul, you want to talk about?
yeah.
But
No,
hello.
You're not too sure
Yeah.
of the numbers, but
Not aware, to be honest,
Okay.
numbers. But I know the targets were like the client said it did very well for them. Like that's what you know, the
Matters.
numbers were
That's what
mentioned in
matters. If the
case
client is,
they were
I think if the
earlier.
client is happy, I think the job of a communication agency is done, right? At the end of the
No,
day.
because we got, apart from Abby's, we even got an FE's award for this.
Oh,
We got
okay.
an FE's silver. So
Okay.
it was very effective. And we beat a lot of, like real estate, we beat Rohan Builders, a lot of Ogilvy clients, a lot of bigger clients. We had kind of beaten that year. So it definitely met the numbers because there was no other service providing home to urban migrants.
Right.
Like you eat like a lot of, like, you know, you're a non-vegetarian, you may not get a home in a certain area in Bangalore. But next they would have a pet and he wanted so a lot of young people, the target audience of logged on to Nestaway, and yeah, it was good.
it did really well in two metrics. One was, I think they got some acquisitions. We don't have the numbers of it, but the brand awareness and the engagement was up.
Engagement went up.
Because I think the level of a communication where, you know, because you say something like this, it will always be in your mind, whether you are not, whether you are a customer or not, whether you are really looking to take that shift, not necessary, but suddenly the whole city was talking about it.
Right.
That was one big thing. It was all over
And even
the
also it's a great client, you know. I mean, a client, like there's an old saying, a client get what they deserve. This one old which is kind of true, because no matter how much you put in, sometimes, you know, people don't buy it. This client was a good client and he was willing to buy good works. Like, I remember that idea, that Amazon fake product thing. As a joke, one of us said in the meeting, sir, ek kaam karenge, Amazon pe dal denge. He said, nahi, dalenge. And we were actually joking about it. But he was actually very serious. He said, no, we will sell it on Amazon, and even if it's a gimmick, do that gimmick. And it worked.
Right.
So
Yeah.
those things also matter.
Yeah. So this was one from the book.
Right.
Yeah. So touching on the next topic, I think you also mentioned that how advertising works.
Yeah.
There is a perspective from creative side in the agency. You know?
Yeah.
I think while we were growing up, to me personally, I think this has been the best piece of advertising. This much, this 10 seconds,
Yeah.
changed the entire thing. In it sold sport, it sold a product, an idea, ideology, everything to the nation.
Yeah.
And it's doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And you're buying that, you're making millions, and the acquisition, customer acquisition is happening every day.
Yep.
Right from age group, whatever to whatever.
Right.
I
And
think-
imagine it took us how many years finally to get this similar moment with that 6?
Yes, another, I think, 20 odd years.
28 or something? How many? No, 30.
Yeah, I think 28 years.
Yeah. So, you know, so Mr. Kapil Dev came to Flame Campus last year. And
Oh,
we were
wow.
fortunate. He was playing golf at the golf course close to us, Oxford. And one of our students knew Mr. Kapil Dev, so he requested him to come and address the students. So few things emerge out from very interestingly, because some of my colleagues and others were actually standing with their autograph books to get signed, and a student has brought his ball, because how many times in a lifetime you meet the legend and the guy who has won the first World Cup for us. And I was like, guys, I'm not going to sign anything for you guys. If you really want an autograph, the autograph lene wala nahi, autograph dene wala bano. You know, it was, I think, a very simple line. I mean, I think you might have found this is system to ward off a lot of attention seekers. But I think it's a very great line to tell the students also that you really need to, of course, admire some of yourself, get inspired, but most importantly, ensure that you do interesting, exciting enough work in your own life, so that when people see people, not necessarily autograph is a metaphor here, you know, so he had multiple questions. My son, who is 13-year-old, wanted to, at that time he was 12, wanted to ask a very specific question to Mr. Kapil Dev, and he is like, was waiting and he couldn't, you know. So I told him, wait for your time when everybody would have said bye-bye to Mr. Kapil Dev. You are a young kid, Mr. Kapil Dev will definitely notice you and say bye-bye. And that time you can actually hit your question, so wait. So Rudraksh waited for almost half an hour, and when Mr. Kapil Dev was going back, he gave back his bouquet to him and then said, Mr. Sir, I have a question. And that point of time, nobody was asking a question, because earlier everybody was asking a question, and there he had this moment with him. And he said, how did you prepare to win the World Cup? What was the mental thought process? And Mr. Kapil Dev said very interestingly, he said, no, I didn't prepare to win the World Cup. We prepared to win or play well in our heads and finally play very well the next day. So it happened because we played well, you know, and we didn't go by straight away into that. So I think sometimes the whole thought process behind how you would want to approach your work is of course, when you won the Goa Fest and the FE part of it, you're not thinking about, I'm going to win the Khan or win an award. You're doing something very specifically which works, and eventually if the work is so good, you would end up stand out. The good work stands out, right?
Yeah.
So let's move to your other side and other kind of work, how it works for you guys, and process from brief to final output, and you know.
So exactly like, you know, Mr. Kapil Dev said, and you know, like all great leaders, I think this shot or just getting cricket again in the whole thing, it's exactly same thing. It's that you have to improvise on the flow, take each day as it comes, and idea kabhi bhi aa sakta hai, aur kahin bhi aa sakta hai. Even probably we have got ideas when we're going for the meeting with the kind of work, and we got idea and said, yeah, change karte hain, we'll just write on a piece of paper and present, and it's got approved. So things you have to be always on the move, you have to always think. But just talking specifically from the brief to the final output, I think it's a journey. You have to set out a goal like a World Cup in mind, and then it's also a lot of hard work where it goes into fights, discussions, heated arguments, because it's subjective. We cannot really put 2 + 2 4, and you know, even from planning. So when we think specifically, I think sometimes our approach is also to think like a consumer.
Right.
When a planning briefs us, we are consumers, and we be in their shoes and say, yaar, nahi, yaar, I don't really agree with that. So most of the time it's that dilly-dallying of things. Plus, I think a lot of Dadaism goes into it. Now, Dadaism is that impromptu. Your gut has to really take.
Right.
Like in the case that we just going to show you, the Bingo Mad Angles case.
Yeah.
Like we were like struggling for it for a while, like for a month, because we had to communicate the original triangle, and we believed everything is in the brief. And we kept reading original hai to asli hai, nakli hai. You know, we were going in all kinds of places that because of the brief's original triangle, where do you go? And you have to communicate shape and flavor. But like our idea can come anywhere. So we read the brief again, and usme likha tha mad angle is an equilateral triangle. And it was the first line. It wasn't a part of the brief, but it was written in the brief. Then usse hum log ko chamka ke equilateral matlab 60 degree matlab same hai. Then the idea strikes you.
Right.
Okay. And then it hits you at once. So, I mean, like,
Sameet, your network looks like
sometimes not thinking, and kar rahe ho, and aa gaya. Like, who's mine? I think it's the cyclone.
I know. You know, ladies and gentlemen, Sameet is sitting in Kolkata, and we are just we're hoping that cyclone doesn't hit him by the time we webinar. Vinicius. We just hope he's safe
Okay,
and
just a check.
everybody's safe in Kolkata.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you well. Right, so go to the Mad Angle story. Go to the bingo.
Yeah,
story.
let's just play the
Yeah,
2 ads.
yeah.
Now,
गड़बड़ है फ्लिप इट देखा ये एंगल सही है
मच बेटर सर
सर ये तो सेम सर घुमा के देखते हैं बिंगो मैड एंगल्स अचारी मस्ती आम के अचार और मैड एंगल्स का क्रेजी कॉम्बिनेशन हर एंगल से
Yeah, so this was one of the films.
Right.
The second film that we had was this. It's a part of the same campaign.
Same campaign.
The triangle part of it.
आज हम बनाएंगे टमेटो लुलु इसके लिए चाहिए पंजिम टमेटोज हाफ कप रोज पेटल्स 1 पैकेट बिंगो मैड एंगल्स और 2 स्कूप्स आइसक्रीम देखिए कैसे टमेटो और आइसक्रीम को फ्राई करना है घी में 2 मिनट्स के लिए अब इसे डालिए बेकिंग डिश में और ऐड कीजिए रोज पेटल्स
ऊपर से
और कहां से वाह अब आखिरी स्टेप इसे डंप कीजिए डस्टबिन में अब खोलिए बिंगो मैड एंगल्स
बिंगो मैड एंगल्स टोमेटो मिस्चिफ सॉसी टोमेटो और मैड एंगल्स का कॉम्बो हर एंगल से
Yeah, you know, it's stuck out, right? So you guys were telling me that when ITC came with this product and they had multiple product categories there, and one of the products they had was this Mad Angle, right?
Yes.
They had Tera Meda, they had Jhatpat. You know what was all that? You were telling me.
Hatke
Jhatke. Yeah, you had that Hatke Jhatke. You had that Mad Angles.
and Tede Mede.
Tede Mede. Right. But this really stood out, right? And then eventually they moved to this. This became a mainstay for them. And
Yeah. So it was a part of the expansion thing. They wanted to focus more on Mad Angle, and I think
Right.
it's one of the first thing that they were going all out with that.
right. And which year was this? It's very long time.
2008, way back. 2008.
Way back, yeah. Right.
8, 9.
8, 9.
And in fact, I remember 2009 we did when we did 3 more ads for Pareto Chips. They wanted to do the new Mad Angles ad, but they wanted to run with the old ad. So we got lucky. Our ad and ads ran for another year. It just became more memorable, which is good.
Yeah.
We just got
No, it's a
lucky on that
classic.
front.
Honestly, it's a classic. It's a classic. So, you know, I'll tell you something. It was very easy for me to tell people who you guys are
Oh,
with the
how
Mad
sweet.
Angles thing. They said, yeah, the guys, oh, is it? That's the bingo guys coming in. You know, it's much simpler for me in my network and other set of people. That these are the guys who are coming in and having a chat with me.
No, I think it's really humbling, but it's a
No,
lot.
but we were
From
lucky also. We had good people, you know, like our seniors really motivated us, 2 young kids to.
Yeah, you were pretty young then. Yeah,
very young,
Imagine you were just starting off, and yeah, it was like first 2 years of your journey there. And
help us push the boundaries and
right.
do this. So it's a good cooperation, and luckily.
Right. Okay, guys, I'm a little mindful of the time, so we have 20 more minutes. So, so what next you guys are showing us? Something
Our
interesting.
favorite ad.
Okay.
And I don't know why.
Just before that, let's just talk you through our journey as creative.
Right. Yes.
Topic, but Samit, do you want to go first?
And how did you guys meet up? You know, वो एक कहानी भी थोड़ा with sensor बता दो कि क्या हुआ कब मिले.
No, see, I actually did my master's in marketing management. I did sales. I mean, I joined for sales in Times of India for about a couple of months, and then I gave a copy test to somebody I knew, and I got into O&M in the copy department. So I was there for about 2 years before. I was working on different brands, Foster's and Haywards and World. Then Rahul joined. Rahul was working in a design agency before that. And we were in rival teams actually. So we used to be given the same brief, but we were in rival teams. So by default, we used to have like a creative battle. And there was one such brief where it all clicked for us, and they put us together, and we kind of had a good run.
These bingo films.
Rahul, just a sec. You need to just come a little closer to the mic. I guess the audiences are able to hear you less.
Yeah, I think in fact,
better.
just after these 2 bingo films is when we were technically the partner, art and copy.
Okay.
But, yeah, this is where everything began.
So how does it work? You know, you always see as in the traditional advertising agencies in art and copy, the duos always stay, right? They are the kind of a mainstay. You will always see these journeys together. You know, in the past also, you will have Muhammad Khan who's writing copy and another guy who's doing this. And you'll have Prasoon Joshi coming in writing the copy, or Sonal Dabral doing the copy, and this art guy coming in. And so how does it work? Is it, as a it's like Jai Viru ka jodi type rehta hai. How do you manage your egos? How do you manage your work? How do you manage all these things? Because both are like heavy-headed, creative bunch of people.
So we
tight
argue.
deadlines.
See, we are very different actually as people. We argue a lot, but like a Venn diagram, you know, that common area that is there, that is very solid. You know, which is the goals, which is the values by which we judge what is a good creative, what is a bad creative.
Right.
You know, our basic parameters, our grounding is very solid. So that really helps us. So even if sometimes we don't talk, you know, there's like a telepathic communication between us. Like in meetings, the client says something, we both look at each other and we both know, okay, what we've said. Which is of course over years that's happened. Yeah, but we've stopped arguing now. We used to argue a lot at one time. But
also,
but it's all good fun.
That is, I think, you know, when you have like between me and Sameer, I think it's a chemistry, art and copy, because there are two different crafts. So we do have say in different crafts. Yeah, copy में I can say something, he can say something on art, which also acts like a bouncing ball. So before we go to somebody, we already okay, this is a different perspective that you're getting. Hence, your product automatically becomes one step more refined. I think it takes that much of time and maturity to
just off the cuff, a question which just sprung to my head. Now that you are reasonably senior people in your respective departments, and the new guys are coming in, right? The new bachas are coming in advertising, right? Anybody who wants to come to any kind of advertising role or something, what would you tell them? What would you tell them?
I would tell them, like, right now, see, in our time, though, we had strict roles like copy and art. But right now, I think you need to be kind of, be an all-round of sorts. You know, at least a jack of 2-3 things, you know. Like, you know, maybe a little bit of animation, a little bit of editing. Like, if you know these extra skills that can help you produce your work, it's always very helpful. We are still from the old school era. Like, when you were there was no internet. Like the other day I asked my junior, why don't you have any ideas? And he said the internet is not working. And I got really upset. I'm like, what do you mean the internet is not working? And, you know,
no, I tell you, sometimes I think this internet has taken the zing out of thought process. And just to give you a very you know, personal, last 3 months since the time lockdown has happened, of course I was busy teaching and everything, but what I also did that move away from internet, move away, deleted all the apps from my phone, move away from the Twitters of the world and everything. And just to tell you, in last 1-2 years, this is the most productive work in last 2 months I've done. You know, I've written 5 short stories, I've written a couple of poems, I've done, I'm writing 2 books together with a couple of my students, and the ad which you saw today, which came out. You know, so it's all has happened in 2 months' time, and only because I didn't have internet in front of me. I was like, hello, bye bye internet, welcome to life. Sometimes, you know, so that is also critical sometimes to also switch off. Detox, or maybe switch off sometimes and get new ideas come in and let fresh thinking come in. So tell me, a little bit more or less on the, because now we are a little short of time and we also want to have Q&A, guys. So about the role of music, copy, and the visuals, which we had outlined, if you could just
we will touch on that subject. So I think before that we just have our favorite campaigns put together.
Yes.
Run through that and why, because we were saying what about these new guys who are coming in.
Yes.
And when we just want to reflect that.
Go ahead.
Join advertising. So I think we'll just play the first.
Oh yes. I still love it.
In this beautiful world, green grass, blue skies. In this beautiful world, you and I, winding lanes as streams go by. You and I in this beautiful world. You and I in this beautiful world.
I think such a classic.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's got a brand metaphor, brand mnemonic. It was very extended.
Yeah.
And of course,
हमारा कल हमारा आज नए भारत की बुलंद भारत की नई तस्वीर हमारा बजाज हमारा बजाज हमारा बजाज.
And I think just to sum it up, why these are there, at least for me, the Bajaj thing is there because it didn't just compel me to go look at the product, but the advertising, every frame is insightful. Every frame you can resonate with. So it's not fake. It's a storytelling, but it's not fake at all.
Yeah.
And that is something that pushed me to say, "Ki, acha, this is."
And it has stood the test of time. You know, I
The test
remember
of
this
time.
this
In the
advertising
80s.
from the
Then the
80s. So
80s,
since the
yes.
time I was growing up in the 80s, Bajaj was one of the iconic brands we had. You know, though it was a very different era, different economy. Some of my older colleagues in the audience will remember that we had to wait for 5 years to get a Bajaj. So much so, I'll
Wow.
tell you a secret that I have a scooter, Bajaj Super, which is vintage of 1994. Okay, and it was my college scooter, and I've kept it alive in last 26 years. It's there in Dehradun in my father's house, and I've moved houses and places to 8 cities in last 20 years of my working, 23 years of working, 11 houses, 8 cities. Bajaj has come along everywhere with me, except now in Pune, it's not there, it's in Dehradun. So I've kept it alive. And this campaign stuck. So what they've done in this campaign is to pick up the older one and kept the spirit of the campaign alive, the Hamara Bajaj and Buland Bharat. And they've made the newness there. The music has come up beautifully. By the time A. Rahman has come up, so they've moved a lot more to the newer side of it to identify with the newer generation of people,
Yeah, it's also, if you look at both the campaigns, the 80s one and the one that we just showcased, both capture India, cultural India in its essence, in the two different eras. And both are rooted, I get goosebumps. It makes you proud to be an Indian. That ad, it makes you feel like, yes.
That is still valid.
It's still valid.
Still valid.
And it's like a motivation song.
Yeah.
You can wake up in the morning, listen to it and say, I'm going to have a great day today.
Yeah. Like, if you just remove Bajaj out of it, still remains an India song, end of the day.
Yeah.
It's very much an India song. Bajaj is there, is holding the fort as a brand. It's fine, but it's beyond the brand now. So what happens is that a lot of times few campaigns surpass the brand and become bigger than the brand itself. I think in some cases, this is the case with both these ads. I think the campaign and the communication has surpassed beyond the brand itself.
Touch was so fresh when it came.
Yeah.
Very
even it looks even good. The Hutch one looks so good even today.
Yeah.
So if you ask people, if you ask purists, if you ask people, the company has moved from Orange to Hutch to Vodafone to whatever now. They would still go back to this Vodafone Pug ad. And a whole generation of kids grew up owning up a pug as a pet just because of that. Just because of that.
So
okay,
these are the two ads or campaigns, so that inspired us when we were young.
Yeah.
And I hope whoever is watching is inspired to join advertising again.
And also, two more things on Hutch. It's a metaphor. It's very extendable. It's a mnemonic. You see a pug, you know it's Hutch or Vodafone. They even transcended from Hutch to Vodafone very seamlessly. Even for COVID, they did an ad where the pug is in the kennel and it says "Stay home."
Stay home. I know.
Yes. So it's still that's the essence.
Yeah, it's timeless. It's timeless. It's
I'll just move ahead.
Yes.
You know how visual music and storytelling it all builds the narrative. So we are just trying to show you three. We'll illustrate 3 ads. 2 of us is ours, and we have broken it into music, visual, and then story and poetry. And poetry how? So we'll just take it to the first one. This was our recent work we did for Gatorade, and the music really plays a very, very important part, along with the visual, of course. But the visual, but Ganga Jamuna.
It's an idea of sweat replenishment, like Gatorade replenishes sweat, and that aspect of losing sweat and then being replenished is built beautifully through sound. Rahul, you'll play the ad.
Yeah, can you see on that?
Yeah.
The music is.
A bit of lag is coming, I guess. Right.
This was pure music.
Yeah.
Without the meter of words.
True. And the visuals are so powerful again. You know, the whole thing which comes out.
Liquidated it a lot more. So anybody who has interest in music can see and can look at an opportunity.
Yeah. Rahul, there was a lag coming in a little bit on this. I don't know. Just want to tell you this.
Okay.
On this, it's coming out. So let's play the second one. I think we're running short of time. So let's quickly move forward to the next ones. Yeah.
The next one that we have is a pure visual campaign.
Yep.
We did for one radio in Mumbai called Retro. It was from Red FM, and they had all these old 90s. Yes. Now 90s is retro. So
right. 80s, 90s.
All over the
80s. Okay. That's the time I grew up, man. You know, you're making me feel too old.
That's all of us, sir.
So we just now talking about poetry and visual. We just took the lyrics from with the life in Mumbai.
Yeah, beautifully done. Amazing campaign. It's not just, it shows you that this is the power of visual itself and the power of words. You know,
and also there's some kind of poetry here also.
Oh yes, because all these songs are the lyrics of that. And it really fits into the mood and
it's like, you know, music is a soundtrack to your life. You know, the lyrics kind of depict that whole thing.
True. आज के ज़माने का retro, very nice. घूंघट की आड़ में दिलबर का. Very nice, fantastic.
The next one that we'll be playing is not our work.
Okay.
But it has now, it is married the poetry and visuals very, very good.
Right.
Again, one classic Indian advertisement, which is
Lines can keep you in,
Lions can keep you out. Lions can keep you out. Some lines you don't understand. Some lines you can erase. Some you can't. Some lines you wait for. And some lines make you wait. Lines can keep you alive. Lines are with you till the end. But the only lines that matter are the ones you make. The new Safari Darko 2.2. Reclaim your life.
It's
Very powerful lines, very powerful lines, honestly. Using lines as a metaphor across the dimensions and very beautiful.
and how they've interpreted visually and the
Yeah.
cinematography is
Right.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yes.
valid till now.
So it's
Okay.
a good juxtaposition of visual poetry and
Yes.
regular
Word. Yeah.
prose
Absolutely.
poetry.
Absolutely.
So shall we move on? with
Yes,
the-
of course. Let's move on. Yeah.
I think one campaign from our portfolio, and if you would like to present it to the audience here right now, is the reason this campaign is here right now because it was a unique opportunity given to us. Everything was involved: client trust, the confidence, and we just did it on the move. So
Right.
it was just like playing a match.
I think
We don't know what we're doing, but we were there to win. And अभी नया एक format चल रहा है 10 second format. We
Yeah.
have to do a story which is lesser than that in 6
Lesser
seconds.
than that, yeah. Let's look at it. How so the audience will appreciate this, that there was used to be times, and I will show you this two complete different narratives after this also, to that how long form of communication and the short form communication. The shortest form was crafted by them, and it creates equally good impact because the attention spans have come up very, very less. And so let's look at this. Let's look at your 6 seconders. 6 seconders. From 60 to 6, right?
This is the first.
टाइम लगेगा कम ऑन चलेगा पुष्पा टाइम लगेगा कम ऑन चलेगा 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 टाइम लगेगा कम ऑन चलेगा
Yeah. No, amazing. And I think we discussed this, and this is so beautifully done that the brand idea comes so beautifully done, and you picked up so beautiful metaphors across, right? And all those ones are so amazingly depicted. Of course, there is a funny element of it which attracts the audience's attention, but all of them are amazing, super ideas. One single slice of life idea, and then you've juxtaposed here in a 6 seconder and everything. It doesn't look like it's a 6 second ad. It looks like complete ad in itself. In 6 seconds, your everything is there. Your brand has come up, the whole idea comes in, the humorous elements come in, and of course the situations. Every situation mein time lagega, It's very beautifully come up, very beautifully done.
So we had these as print ads earlier, but
Okay.
we had to recognize we had a 6 second slot. So
Right.
the learning was to recognize the opportunity. What you can do in 6
Opportunity,
seconds.
yeah.
So we took 6 seconds and said, let's make it a dynamic print ad.
Dynamic
Then
print
we
ad.
kind of
Yeah, it's beautiful. I think these are in the times of these Instagrams of the world, and now with the digital content coming up, these formats will be beautifully explored, shared across WhatsApps of the world. The way we were talking about the TikToks and the stupidity of it, but the success of it in India as well. But that's a different discussion. Let's move on, guys, because we have some people who want to leave. At the same time, we have some questions from them as well. So we'll try and see. We just don't play this. Let's see, because it's a longer film. We'll try and figure out in this case. But just to tell you about this, so guys, this was the film which was the whole narrative was written by me personally, and then developed further by the ad agency called Aage Se Right. So while Rahul and Samit's been in advertising for long, I'm just a newcomer in this format. So 2 years ago, Mehta, who's my MICA student, came to me and saying, we want to create a wedding film on father and daughter as a narrative. And would you help us write the concept? And I realized that while the father and daughter combination for wedding was done multiple times in many other advertising, one relationship which was not highlighted as much, except Rakhi and Raksha Bandhan situations, was the relationship between older sister and younger brother. And it does come from my own personal life. I have 2 elder sisters, and they're not very old to me. But they've always felt that they are like 40 years older to me. They've always treated me like that. You know, if you're younger, like Samit can identify, and anybody who's got older sisters will identify that the older sisters will always boss around you and tell you, you know, tum chote ho, tum chote ho, tum chote ho. So his whole idea is that tum bade kab hoge, you know. And the whole insight was, on which I created this ad concept, was कि बड़ी बहन की शादी में छोटा भाई बड़ा हो जाता है. So it was all beautifully done. This is it's a long film. We just play a little bit of it because we don't have much time. So Rahul, just play a little bit and then.
No, sir. Let me know when to stop.
कुछ लोग जिंदगी में कभी नहीं बदलते.
Yeah, there's a lag coming in.
इसे बस एक मौका मिलना चाहिए मुझे छेड़ने का.
Rahul, I think there's a lag coming, so we'll stop it here.
Yeah.
What we would do to audience here today is that these 2 ads we have crafted, we will send across the links to you, and then you could have a look at it here. So this was again a Google Pay ad we wanted to play for you, but these are beautiful lines by Gulzar Saab, where the poetry becomes the central part of the whole narrative. Due to technical difficulties, we are unable to play the ad beautifully here, but we'll send you the links. All the participants who registered, we'll send the links of these ones. Of course, you've seen this, but the whole idea was to illustrate how different forms of creativity gets juxtaposed in advertising. And this was our little talk about how it all helps in branding and brand communication. So what we will do now very quickly, now that we have little time left, and we will quickly take a couple of questions. So my old friend, Professor Balasubramaniam, has asked a question, which is asking that what are the difficulties in moving the poetic language to another language? So any kind of communication which we create in one language, how do you translate that in other languages? Guys, you have any experiences of this?
Oh yes, plenty actually.
Very quickly, very quick one answer to that.
So basically, it's not a
insight and translate that very well. If insight and an emotion can be translated into any language. The word and the meter could be different, but
right.
I think Samit, do you want to just talk a lot about
no, like for example, there's certain ideas. I mean, this also depends on the kind of ideas you have. Like Rahul said, there's certain emotions which are universal, like love, fear. So if your idea is built around those things, then it is easy to transliterate, if not that. Yeah. But there are certain ideas which are, either language driven. Like इसे कहते हैं घाव, इसे कहते हैं घाव पे नमक. Now if there's no translation for that, maybe let's say
they are very contextual there.
So some are contextual. Yeah. So generally the thumb rule that we go by at FMCG, it's not a thumb rule as such, but we try and translate it in Tamil and in Hindi. If you can do it in Tamil, then generally बाकी South languages में हो जाता है. Because a lot of times you don't find an equivalent in Tamil, then it's not possible. But yes, it is like Rahul said. It's
universal emotions.
Emotions.
Right. Yeah. So not necessarily it needs to be transliterated, but Balasaheb, I think the whole idea is to get the emotion right and probably find a relevant set of people who could then just the same case of poetry gets translated. We keep the theme intact and then work around with the language.
And sometimes you end up in a funny situation also. Like we were doing recently something, we said the iconic taste. Now someone said isko Hindi mein karo, and then we got we sent to a translator. It says Sarvottam Swad or something. It came like, you know, I'm like, no.
Transliteration won't work. No.
It won't work.
Like crazy.
So then you have to rethink the idea, or what is the essence you're trying to say, what is the emotion you're trying to give out, and then rewrite that.
So we also have a question about from somebody who says, do you believe internet access has made coming up with creative ideas difficult? I think. What do you think? Very quick answer.
I think, in my opinion, yes.
Yes.
And I was
because so much of content available, I think you don't want to think on your own, and any time you would want to go and took that reference from somewhere, right? So I guess
it's worked in two ways. One, you now know what has been done, so either you get inspired or you whatever happens there, information overload. But second, I think the one most important point I wanted to touch upon earlier, but the guys who are coming in young, they should realize that you have to first be true to the craft. You have to be pen and paper and the pencil and paper.
Right.
If that is not there and you don't build on that, then
difficult. Yeah, true.
So I'm very old school that way. I avoid the internet always.
Yeah, same.
Got my
same
as much as I
the black book, the red book, the advertising red book.
Write without Word or Google Translation. Copywriters are checking spelling on Google, which is I mean we are there for the craft. Love of ideas is different. Craft.
True. Similar question which has come from my friend Praveen Nanta Saab also. He's a big PR guy. Is that how has regional language poetry influenced advertising in India? I think a lot of work by Prasoon and Piyush goes back to the regional ethos of it, and they've used the regional like the current SOFA campaign, for example, has linked a lot more of
campaign is there.
Yes.
Lifebuoy, the 5-year-old. That guy who walks.
I think it's really influenced.
Yeah, a lot of regional thing has come up. I remember when in the history of advertising, when we used to teach at MICA many years ago, in the 70s and 60s and 70s, it was very Bombay Club. It was very English-driven advertising which used to be there. And thanks to Piyush and few other key people who came and broke the English hegemony and said India thinks in Hindi, and then the advertising also needs to be from the regional vernacular and many other languages and thought processes, and the culture will come in. And that's, I think you guys have worked in Ogilvy. I think it was very important to try and understand India in that sense and bring those regional influences and the regional music influences, regional fables and literature from that particular side, and bring it back to the advertising in that sense.
So 2 examples.
Absolutely. Like for example, it becomes culture becomes pop. Yeah, Rahul, do you think?
No, I think Gundappa, the Lifebuoy ad. Which is, I think if I'm not wrong, it's Kannada, and the Times of India Salam to Kalam, which was done by our boss right now, Senthil, who's our CCO, he's used Tamil poetry. From a very, very well-known.
Even Nakamuka, what Senthil had done for Times of India.
Times of India.
That is translated. People got that without understanding that.
Yeah, sure.
So it takes culture and becomes popular culture. That's what advertising does, actually.
This is very contextual. Question has come. I don't have much time for many questions, but Deepika has asked a very beautiful question for you guys, because you broke this campaign today for Kingfisher. So she's asking, how do you see the marketing advertising change for the result of COVID-19 outbreak? So तुमने आज वो campaign launch किया है. So Deepika and others, we will just send you the link of that particular ad created by these guys on very beautifully for Kingfisher. So what was the idea about it? How did
so actually what happened was, see, first there was no alcohol available firstly, so we couldn't advertise and we couldn't say consume. And once the wine alcohol shops opened, we had to say, okay, now people can access beer and go and have beer. So we had to come up with something very quickly.
Right.
So people had said stuff about lockdown, like Asian Paints had done family bonding and all that. So we were like, how do we say the same thing in a different way?
Right.
So it was, okay, let's catch up with the friends.
Right.
But birds of a feather shouldn't flock together. The Kingfisher bird should be separate. That's how the whole thing
idea came
on about. And divided by screens. So Divided United is a Kingfisher property. For IPL, we do Divided by Teams United by Kingfisher.
Right. So this was beautiful. Divided by screens.
By screens united by. Just like how we are divided, but we are still united in the seminar.
Okay, a couple of quick questions which has come up. Lipi Gandhi wants to ask about the prerequisites to enter the advertising. So let me answer very quickly from the client servicing side. Lipi, you could do a bachelor's or a master's in advertising from some of the best universities in this country. You can check them out, communications program or communications management program. I have taught at MICA. I'm the dean at Flame. So these two places are definitely one of the two best places to study advertising from the brand side of it, and the not from the creative side of it. The creative side requires sometimes you innate talent and some learning and some degree in degree in art school, and degree in from NID and degree from other programs which are focused on art. For copy, I do not think anybody really does.
Copy, nothing is required, but literature degree helps.
A literature degree helps, or a thinking.
What I've noticed.
Yeah, so that is something which is there. For poet, you need to first, very, very critically think that your poetry for advertising is not for the poetry's sake. Your poetry for the advertising is for a particular cause and things like this. So you need to don't wear your poet hat all the time and say I'm creating poetry. You need to write something specific for the brief, and then create an element, and probably take some poetic liberties, like sometimes I do. So that's something we end up doing. I think we are almost done. So poetry and idea are always linked, because you're always thinking about one slice of life moment. If you try and think what is poetry, poetry is always thinking about a moment, a particular thought process, a particular experience you want to bring it to light. And so is advertising. Advertising is always trying to bring and reflect and mimic your life, and try to relate to it, and try to bring some fun element to it, or try to create something exciting and interesting. Maybe your dreams and imagination can also be brought in there. So I think, guys, we are all done for today's time. This was only this much. Rest we could share it with the audiences later on the links. So we have curated some set of links, so we can bring it to the end, to the last one. So guys, this is the series of beautiful webinars curated by us at Flame University. So the next webinar is by the founder of Enam Group, chairman. The Enam Group is the group which is endowed Flame University. He is a brilliant speaker and amazingly wise person. I'm very fortunate to have Mr. Bhansali with us multiple times on campus, and I've always learned a lot from him. So his talk is about the worldly wisdom through history, from scriptures to Charlie Munger. So you can imagine how we learn from various aspects of our life. He's one of the top finance guys in the country today. Chartered accountant by his profession and by his degree, not by profession but by degree. But he is equally amazing guy in yoga, vipassana, history, literature, scriptures, and investing. He is one of the founding guys of value investing in this country, and he's going to talk about his guru called Charlie Munger, who is best friends with Warren Buffett, if you guys can think about Warren Buffett. And so he's going to have a very beautiful, so I'm going to attend this beautiful webinar which is happening on May 23rd, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday. And if you guys are free, join. And it was amazing to have you guys, Rahul and Samit. It was my honor and pleasure to host you. So in your just to close up with this, I'm gonna share a few lines from my poetry. I started with Pratap Bhai. I'm gonna end with mine. And look at these guys. Anybody who wants to enter advertising, look at these two youngsters. I'm so inspired by these two young guys. That if you have a will, if you have dedication, if you have hard work, if you have dreams in your eyes, you can definitely make it really big in any of the fields. So for you guys, a few lines. कि सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं लगता. सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं लगता, बस पलकों को उम्मीदों के पंख चाहिए. और ख्याल पकाने के चूल्हे कम नहीं. So a lot of you guys who really want to do interesting things in life, take inspiration from any one of us. I'm a dean, I'm an academic, but I also write poetry. I also do multiple other things in my life. So ख्याल पकाने के चूल्हे कम नहीं, नई सोच के कोयलों को एक चिंगारी चाहिए. सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं लगता, बस पलकों को उम्मीदों के पंख चाहिए. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It was an honor to
so
run
much.
this talk show with Rahul and Sameep. And thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Take care of yourself. Stay at home.
Bye. Stay
Take care
safe.
Stay safe. Take care of your family. And God bless. God bless. Yeah. And Rahul, last में वो तुम्हारा वो कौन सा वो band angles वाला?
हाँ, हर एंगल.
एक बार हर एंगल से love to you guys.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.